Woo, thank you, darling.
You know, we didn't get many trick-or-treaters last night. It looks like you're gonna have to eat all this leftover Halloween candy. Oh, so Sam said they're moving in today?
Yeah, he did. Said their names are George and Octavia Taylor. They're coming down from North Carolina, and I think they're retiring about our age.
Well, I sure hope Octavia's nice. You know, it would be wonderful to have a neighbor to talk girl stuff with once in a while. Oh, look, it's Sam. That must be them. You must be the Taylors. You're going to be our new neighbors. Welcome to Shady Oaks Trailer Court.
Yep, these are the Taylors. Mr. and Mrs. Taylor, I would like you to meet your new neighbors. This is Betty and Fred Williams. They are the best people you could ever want to live next door to anywhere. Well, I got to get going. It seems the folks in number 24 have a stopped-up sewer. Oh, and they're scared the shit's going to hit the fan. Oh, well, you know, since the fan's on the floor of their bathroom to push those fumes out. Hey, did you hear that the governor's mansion of Arkansas burned down?
No, what happened, Sam?
Well, pretty much took the whole trailer court with it.
It's Sam.
Oh, how the mighty have fallen. To think that I'm going to have to live in this dump. Me, Octavia Butterfield, of the Mayberry, North Carolina Butterfields, forced to live in such squalor. I'm just glad Mother isn't alive to see this. Which one of these shacks on wheels is ours?
Oh, you are in trailer number 63. It is a lovely little home on wheels. Oh, yes, a young man in a pickup truck. He dropped off a few boxes of your stuff yesterday.
Well, I sure hope he didn't break anything. Oh, goodness gracious.
He said you owe him $25 for hauling them here from North Carolina to Panama City, and he'll pick up his money on his way back home.
Okay. I'm sure I'm going to have this hovel fumigated. No telling what kind of derelict lived in it before.
The former tenant was Miss Lucy Carter. She is our local librarian and kept everything spick and span. Neat as a pin, I tell you. Oh, and she was just such a lovely neighbor, always talking about new books, recommending ones I might like. You know, mostly steamy romances with handsome men taking their shirts off.
Whatever. I'm just hot and I'm tired and I need to get in out of this heat. George, remember that little grocery store that we saw when we came into the entrance of the trailer park? Could you go get something easy to fix for our dinner? Can you do that for me, George? I'm just so hot and tired, and I think I'm going to have the headache.
Well, y'all have to excuse my wife. She's had a long day, and moving into the trailer park was, well, that was not her first choice. You know, I guess that's water under the fridge, but seems like Octavia's stuck between a rock and, well, the person she wants to throw it at.
Well, what about you, George? You sorry to be moving into such squalor?
Oh, no, don't get me wrong. I love the idea of living in a little house on wheels with good neighbors all around. Well, I hear the fishing's good around here.
Yep.
To be honest, it's about all we could afford.
Well, you looking for work, George? I mean, you look like you should be retired. You're about our age, or at least semi-retired, like me.
Well, I was retired. I mean, we had a comfortable home and money in the bank. Of course, not enough of either to please Octavia, but we got by. And then I loaned everything I could to our son to go into business with some friends. And, well, the bank foreclosed on our mortgage, and our son's business wasn't paying off yet, and we fell on hard times. I mean, we'll get by, though. I'm not a pessimist. You know, I've always been an optometrist. Now, to hear her talk about it, though, this whole situation's been a worst-case Ontario for Octavia. Well, I better get to that store so I can make some dinner, or else Hurricane Octavia's liable to rip through the whole trailer park.
All right, see you, George.
Well, he seems nice enough, but that wife, whew, as my mother would say, she is a mean-spirited bitch. God bless her little heart. I mean, Fred, you'd think she'd have enough common sense to be nice to her new neighbors. We're living right next door.
Well, Betty, you know what they say about common sense? It's a lot like deodorant. The people who need it the most, they never use it.
Well, I hope whoever moves into 64 is of the more pleasant type. Or you know it's going to be a long fall and winter after that long, hot summer.
Ooh, Long Hot Summer. Man, that was a fantastic movie, huh? Paul Newman and Joanne Woodward. Ooh, you and I in the back of that Chevy in the drive-in movie theater playing a little backseat bingo, huh? Whew. Oh, man, oh, man. Of course, we didn't get to see all of that now, did we, sugar?
Oh, Fred, you know that you're my idea of a dreamboat. But, honey, you better understand. If anything happens to you, I'm going to look up Paul Newman to be my second husband.
Well, good luck, sweetheart, because Paul and Joanne got married after filming that movie, so I think your future role in Paul's life ain't gonna happen.
Oh, man, phew. That was the nastiest mess I've ever seen. But it was an easy fix. Seems somebody had taken stuffed a bag full of some kind of grassy herbs and stuffed it down the toilet, and that's what backed it up. But what was worse was the whole family had eaten fried pinto beans for dinner last night. Oh my goodness, that trailer had more gas in it than Mr. John's Esso station down the road. Oh, if anybody had taken a match and struck it, it would have blown that trailer clear up along with a few others too. Oh, well, I'll catch you later.
All right, see you, Sam.
That's a right nice little store. Right by the entrance to the trailer court. Well, they got just about everything a body might need. I just hope Octavia will be okay with me frying up some hamburgers and making a salad.
Oh, I'm sure she will. And I'm sure once she rests up a bit, she'll be a lot friendlier.
Oh, I wouldn't count on it. You see, Octavia's never met a person she couldn't look down on. Now, after all these years, I'm used to it. But for Octavia, it must be wonderful to be married to that one special person that you want to annoy for the rest of your life.
Hey, well, George, hey, you know, at least you got your sense of humor, huh?
Maybe so. And don't get me wrong, we've had some good years, and we still get along all right. You know, I might be a nut, but at least for now, I'm screwed onto the right bolt.
Hey, folks, it looks like today is your lucky day.
Oh, why's that, Sam?
Well, I just rented number 64 to a young couple from somewhere in Alabama. Seemed like a real nice couple, but maybe a little hard up. Yeah, well, he just got a job as a mechanic down at Mr. John's Esso station, and gosh, she looks like she's 10 months pregnant.
Come on, Sam. You know at 9 months the baby would be here.
Oh, wait till you see her. Big as a house, and that baby looks like it could come any second now. Well, anyway, their names are Cam and Olive Hendricks, and like I said, they seem like a nice couple. But she looks like she could really use a friend right now, and that's why I'm glad they're moving in next to you, Betty. It's gonna be nice. So, we'll see what happens. They're down at the office right now finishing up the paperwork, and They should be up here in a little bit.
Oh,
All right.
Sam.
Yeah.
You're not going to leave without telling us one of your trailer park jokes, are you?
All right, all right. Let's see now. How do you know that you live in a trailer park? You take your dog out for a walk to take a leak, and you both use the same tree.
Let's see 'em.
You poor thing. You look plumb tuckered out.
Oh, goody goody, a white trash breeding machine.
Oh, hush, Octavia. Can't you see the poor darling is downright wore out? Why don't you get your brain fully engaged here before you start running your mouth? Olive, honey, you sit right here, and Octavia will get you a nice glass of sweet tea. Won't you, Octavia?
Well, I guess so. George just made a pitcher, and the fridge should have made cubes by now. I'll be back in a second, Olive.
Olive, honey, you just sit right here and you take it easy. Your husband, Cam's your name?
Yes, ma'am. Short for Cameron.
Cam, you can put your suitcases right there in trailer number 64.
Well, this should perk you up a bit. But you mind the glass here now. This is some of my best Fostoria.
Don't you mind Octavia too much, dear. She is new to the trailer park, too, and she can just be a little bit rude.
That's all right, Miss Betty. My mama always said if someone was trying to bring you down, you must have been above them to begin with.
Well, that's true, dear. Oh, has the doctor said when the baby's due?
No, ma'am. I haven't gone to no doctor. Kim and I couldn't afford it.
The truth is, Miss Betty, I haven't had a good paying, steady job since we ran away and got married.
You eloped after you got in the family way?
Oh, no, ma'am. My Olive ain't that kind of girl. You see, her daddy didn't like her seeing me so much. I told her not to see me anymore. But I love her, and she loves me, and we just couldn't be apart. So, we ran away from her daddy's peanut farm about a year ago and got married. Now, I was working in a shop, and she was cooking in a diner up near Sock Choppy when we found out we was going to be having a baby. Now, I told her that she couldn't work no more, and then I got laid off. We've been moving around ever since. Now, I start working tomorrow at the SO service station out on Highway 98, and the owner, Mr. John, he told me I could find a trailer to rent down here at the Shady Oaks Trailer Court. Sure does seem like a godsend right now, seeing how that baby could come any day if we count it up right.
Cam, I think we need to go in our trailer. I need to lay down.
Oh, okay, sweet pea. Here, let me help you.
Oh, now they seem like a nice young couple. A bit down on their luck, but hey, I think they're gonna make a nice little family. What do you think, baby?
Trailer park trash written all over them. If Mother was alive to see how low I've sunk, she would be absolutely mortified.
Yes, she would be mortified. She would be mortified by your lack of manners. You know, Octavia, we are going to be neighbors for quite a while, and I would really appreciate it if you could put your nice face on, dear, if you have one. Oh, and please try to remember that an ounce of pretension is worth a pound of manure.
Well, I never.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, you have. And now makes one time too many. This is where we are, like it or not. You know, and you need to figure out how to make the best of it. It's not rocket appliance. Now, you need to say bye to these nice folks and get on in the trailer so you can figure out how to do the hokey pokey and turn yourself around. Let's go.
Hey, I like that George. Man, oh man, he knows how to take the bullshit by the horns when he's got it, huh, babe?
I like like him too. Oh, and I really like Olive and Cam. Down on their luck. I wish them to make things easier.
Maybe there is. I'll tell you what. Maybe George and I, we could take our old air conditioner out of our trailer and put it in theirs and make them a little bit more comfortable until the baby comes.
Old? You know we've only had it 2 months.
I know, old. Hey, I'll tell you, I'll go down to the Sears and Roebuck tomorrow and I'll buy them a new one. I'll buy us a new one and, make them feel more comfortable. I think it'll help out.
That's one of the things I love about you, Fred. Always doing something nice for others. Do you think you can get it done tomorrow? Oh, do you have any jobs coming up?
I'll get it done tomorrow. And yeah, the company called and I need to go out of town for a few days. I'll be taking the Greyhound bus down to Miami to take care of things.
Well, you be careful down there in Sin City, and you make sure you come home to me safe.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Kim.
Mr. George, Mr. Fred, I can't thank y'all enough for installing that window air conditioner. My Olive is much more comfortable now that she ain't sweating like a whore in church. Pardon my language. Anyway, I'm off to work. Business has picked up, and we're real busy down at the SO. Say, Mr. Fred,
Yeah, Kim.
I heard you pulling in last evening, and your transmission is slipping. And your ball joint, it sounds plumb wore out.
Oh, man, I ain't heard nothing, Kim. What do you think I ought to do about it?
Oh, nothing. I'll put it on the rack this Sunday, and I'll fix them both for free. I can pull the parts off a wreck down at the junkyard. It won't cost you a cent. It's the least I can do since you installed that window air conditioner. I'll be seeing y'all.
Oh, thank you, Kim. Man, that's a nice young kid, isn't it? I got a feeling he's going to make a great little daddy, too.
I just wish there was more we could do for them. I mean, I guess they can fix the car while you're away on the job.
Yep.
You going away, Fred?
Yeah, today, as a matter of fact, the company I used to work for, they still call me to troubleshoot jobs when they got a problem here in Florida. I'll be taking the Greyhound bus down to Miami and I got my duffel bag packed up. As soon as Betty gets my lunchbox, baby, I'll go ahead and I'll be out of here.
All right.
Here you go, dear. Now you remember what I said, and you be careful out there in that big city. There's a lot of bad people out there in the rest of the world.
All right. Bye, sweetheart.
Ready to go?
Ready to go, Sam.
Good. Hey, if we leave right now, I can drop you off at the Greyhound bus station, and I can still make happy hour at the Booby Trap Bar and Grill.
Just look at that sunset. I know it gets awful hot here sometimes, but I am a lizard for the heat. Oh, I do admire a good sunset.
It is just too hot and too muggy here too much of the time. But hopefully we won't be here too much longer. William Jr.'s business should take off soon and we can leave this place.
What exactly is William Jr. doing to restore your family fortune? And by the way, why is your son's name William Jr.? I thought it would have been George Jr.
Well, William Jr. is named after my first husband. He passed away when Junior was just 15, and I married George. Well, Junior is going to bring pizza pie to the South. Yes, he opened up his first restaurant, and then we loaned him some more money, and he opened 4 more, and it really hasn't taken off yet, but I just know it will. I just know it will, you know, and he always was so much smarter than his stepdaddy about business.
Now, taking a big, round, flat piece of dough and covering it with tomato sauce and cheese and pepperoni. Well, that's never going to catch on, Octavia. And Junior, he's 29 going on 16 and doesn't have the sense to do much else other than to live on his stepdaddy's dime. More power to him. You know, maybe he'll make enough money to satisfy his mother.
Yes, maybe he will. And we can get out of this place and into a nice house in a nice neighborhood. I'm going to go inside and watch Andy Griffith.
You going in with her, George?
No. Old George needs a few minutes without Octavia around. You know, you and Fred get along pretty good. I wish Octavia and me had that. I guess things are different when you found the right person. Sadly, I guess I never did. Well, I'm going to walk on down to the SO station and visit with Mr. John and Cam and maybe drink a bottle of soda pop. We'll see you.
Making babies is fun, but having them is nothing to laugh about.
Hello, darling. How are you feeling today? Let me help you.
Like I ate a 30-pound bowling ball and it's pressing on my bladder. Aren't you home from work early?
Yeah. Mr. John said that business was slow and that he could watch the pumps. He thought I ought to be home with you. Anyway, I passed by Mr. George on his way down to the SO, and him and Mr. John, they're going to play checkers. Mr. John told me that he's thinking about selling the SO and moving on down to Cedar Keys to be close to his grandkids. We might not be able to stay on here, sugar, if that happens. I just hope he holds on long enough so I can make enough to get us through the next few months.
Cam, honey, I was wondering if maybe we should call my parents and see if we can move back with them. I love you more than anything, but with the baby, I think we need to think about some help.
I can't go back there, Olive. Something is gonna go right for us soon. And I can't go crawling back to your daddy's peanut farm with my tail between my legs like a whipped dog. We can't go back there until I've made something of myself. And I can prove that I'm worthy of you and can take care of my own child. Can you bear with me just a while longer, sugar?
I can do anything you ask, as long as we're in this together. My mama always said you should follow your own path. Unless you're lost in the woods, you see a path, you better take it.
Yeah, I can go get her. Miss Octavia! Miss Octavia!
Yes?
Miss Octavia, there's a phone call for you.
Oh, thank you. Hello, this is Octavia Taylor. Oh, Junior, is this you? Oh, it is so good to hear your voice. You what? For how much? Oh, Junior, I always knew you would do well. I cannot wait to tell George I told you so. So what are you going to do? Okay. Well, we'll pack up everything and we'll be ready to move back home. Bye, son.
Who was that? Junior?
Yes, and George, sit down. You've got to hear this. Well, Junior has bought a nice big house in a nice neighborhood, and he wants us to move back to live with him, sort of as payback for all the money that we loaned him.
Bought a house? Well, with what?
Well, he was doing okay with the restaurants and all, but he had seen a different destiny for himself. And these two brothers from Wichita, Kansas, came to town, and they were interested in his restaurants, and seems they want to start a chain. And well, they offered him a partnership, but he was already a little disenchanted about the restaurants, and so he sold them all 5 restaurants. Are you ready for how much? $60,000.
$60,000? Octavia, that is a lot of money.
Yes, it is.
Now, is he sure he wants to sell? I mean, a partnership might have paid off in the long run if he had found someone who actually knew what they were doing.
Well, George, this is exactly why you were never very successful in business. These 2 brothers, the ones from Wichita I told you about, well, they're going to start this chain, and they're calling their chain Pizza Hut. And do you know why they are naming their chain Pizza Hut? Because they could not afford a sign with more than 8 letters on it. Now, does that sound like folks that you want to hook up with to make your fortune? No. So Junior bought this nice big house, and he is investing the rest of his money in a brand new car company.
A car company? Now, why would he do something else he knows nothing about?
Well, Junior says that now that gasoline is over 25 cents a gallon, that people are going to start looking for an alternative source, for their vehicles. And so he has teamed up with some folks that are going to build cars that run on steam.
That boy is a few sandwiches shy of a picnic.
Well, he said that I could do the cooking and the cleaning, and you could, take care of the yard and stuff like that, and wash his brand new car, and we could go back to being a nice, normal, financially secure family again.
So now that he's got all our money, mostly mine, he's gracious enough to let us come and work for him? Well, you're crazy.
Well, if I'm crazy, then you're stupid. And the main reason that women are crazy is because men are stupid. George, you are really pushing all of my buttons today.
Oh, yeah? Well, which one's mute?
Did y'all hear all that?
Yeah.
We all heard it, honey. The trailers are close and the walls are thin. Just like that other night when you had to turn up the radio from all the noises coming out of Fred and Betty's trailers.
Oh, that. Yes, Fred came completely unhinged. He was howling like some desperate wild demon. Scared me half to death. And he promised he'd do it again tonight.
You betcha, baby.
Don't worry, you two have years ahead of you for nights like those.
I'd give anything right now just to lay on my back and have a good night's sleep. I swear I have a whole football team running scrimmages in my belly, and every once in a while, one of them kicks my bladder.
Well, honey, why don't you go lay down and I can fix you some breakfast? I've got some fresh eggs from Hurley's chicken farm, and I can fry those up with some biscuits, bacon, and grits.
Oh, that sounds heavenly. I just love eggs. Especially when you mix them with cocoa, flour, butter, sugar, baking powder, and cook them at 350 degrees for 30 minutes.
Well, I gotta get to work, Mr. Fred.
Yeah?
Say, I'm real worried about leaving Olive alone these days. That baby could come any day.
Ah, Cam, now don't you worry none. Hey, now Betty's right here if anything happens. And, hey, let me get that. Hang on. Hello, Shady Oaks. Yeah, this is Fred. You need me to go down and fix it, huh? Yeah, I can leave tomorrow. Sound like a hard fix. Yeah, I can get it done by Friday afternoon, all right? Yeah, all right. Ciao.
You got to go out of town, Mr. Fred?
Yeah, you know, Cam, the company I work for, they still call me when they got a problem. Here in Florida, I need to go back down and take care of. But, you know, retirement's a wonderful thing if you really get to retire. Truth be told, I don't mind doing these little troubleshooting jobs. It keeps me sharp, if you know what I mean, you know? Anywho, I'm going to be taking the bus out of here. I'm going to go tell Betty, go ahead and pack up a duffel bag, make sure she's got my lunchbox packed up.
Okay.
I'll see ya.
Yes, sir. I'll be seeing you.
Where are you going? What's gotten into you? You can't just leave me like this.
Octavia, our marriage has been a long, poorly cooked meal with dessert served at the beginning. And now you say that Junior wants to come and pick us up and take us back to his new home? Well, he can just take you and have more room in the back for all your junk.
Well, we need to talk, and you haven't had much to say lately.
I could never interrupt you long enough to get a word in edgewise.
Well, if that's the truth, then the truth hurts.
Yes, the truth hurts. Now, not as much as jumping on a bicycle with the seat missing, but it hurts. Now, you said Junior was coming down to pick us up and take us back to his new home?
Yeah.
Well, he can just take you and have more room in the back for all your junk. And you can send me divorce papers, or not. Either way you look at it, we're through.
You can't. Where will you go? Where will you live?
Mr. John's going to hire me to work down at the SO, and he's even got a small apartment upstairs that I could live in as part of my pay. He's promised me enough time off to go fishing. Now, either way you look at it, it's a better life than I'd have with you and Junior. I hope you're both happy together.
You'll see. You'll see.
Hey, folks, I got some news for you. Looks like you're going to have a new neighbor. Yeah, she's a widow woman named Josephine Franklin. Yeah, truck's down at the office with her stuff, and her son's going to be dropping her by later on. Yep. As soon as we get her stuff unloaded, I think I'm going to go fishing.
Yeah, there you go, Sam. Get you a good spot picked out.
Oh, I do. It's a secret fishing hole. I've been there a few times, and it is so damn secret. The fish haven't even found it yet. I'll probably just throw a line in the water and take a nap on the bank.
Good for you.
Yeah.
What are you doing today, darling?
I tell you what, Cam went ahead and called me, and we're going to run over to Panama City and go pick up some special parts he ordered for the station. Probably be gone all day, if it's okay with you, sweetheart.
Everything you do is okay with me, Fred. You know we've been pulling together in double harness for far too long to not appreciate a little bit of time apart. Oh, but make sure you get that boy something to eat. I swear he is getting awful skinny with Olive not being able to cook. You know, I take food over every day, but I think he gives most of it to Olive. She is so hungry. Fred, that baby better be here soon, or I'm telling you, it's going to be 30 pounds when it gets here.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll go ahead on the way back from Panama City. Remember that diner we used to go to? I'll stop by Sam and Ella's, and I'll fix him a big old dinner. How about that? All righty. Hey, Cam, you ready to go? Let's put the pedal to the metal, buddy.
Oh, yes, sir, Mr. Fred. I was just kissing my olive goodbye. It is awful nice of you to drive me to the parts warehouse over in Panama City. You know, the tires on my truck, they're about as bald as your Brenner. Ooh. I just hope I can get some good used ones after that baby comes. I'm real worried about leaving Olive alone today. That baby could come anytime.
Now, Cam, don't you worry none. The Betty's right here to call the doctor if anything happens. And you know what? When a baby comes, the father is the least useful thing in the room. Okay, come on, buddy.
Everybody? Is anybody home?
George, I am so glad you showed up.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't doing anything down at the SO and thought I'd come over and visit with you.
You're gonna have to forget the visiting, George. Olive's baby's coming in. Cam and Fred, they went to Panama City. Come on, I need you to call the doctor. Here's his number.
Hello, Dr. Pierce. Dr. Pierce isn't in yet. Well, where the hell is he? All the way out across the county? Well, you tell him that George Taylor called from over at the Shady Oaks Trailer Court, and we got us a woman having a baby. Yes, Shady Oaks Trailer Court, trailer number 64. And you tell him to get here as fast as he can, because it's an emergency. Betty, Dr. Pierce is clear out across the county, and, well, he'll get here as soon as he can.
Well, he can check the baby out, but George, he's already been born. Slipped out so fast, I nearly dropped him on the floor. I cut the cord, and now I need to go get him and Mommy cleaned up. I mean, I guess it's just the most natural thing, but I'm just plumb wore out.
Miss Bennie, come quick!
Good Lord, George, it's another baby coming. Olive is having twins. Come on, I need your help. Here, you can hold this one while I help with the second.
Here's your trailer, number 63. Now, I made sure that all your boxes and stuff were dropped off this morning, and I will put a small amount in your checking account every month for rent and food and clothing, the other incidentals. You know, you might like it here. It's certainly nicer than where I was going to put you. Definitely a whole lot cheaper.
But Bennie, why can't I come to Fort Lauderdale and live close to you and Mildred? Maybe then you could come and visit me more often.
We have gone over all of that, Josephine. Mildred and I are much too busy attending social events and entertaining clients. We just would not have any time for you.
But Bennie, you promised your father before he died that I would always be taken care of.
And isn't that what this is? Taken care of? At great financial cost to me, I might add. When you married my dad after my mom died, what did you expect out of me when he was gone?
But Bennie, I always treated you like my own son. We were too old to have children of our own, and I always considered myself to be your other mother. But, Benny,
You are not my mother. You are my father's second wife, and you are lucky I don't put you in the county poorhouse.
but Benny, you and Mildred are the only people you're the only family I have. I don't have anybody else.
You better find somebody else then.
Benny, Benny, please don't do this, Benny.
Josephine,
please.
it is already done. Now, I have to go. It is a long drive back to Fort Lauderdale, and we have a party for the city councilman tomorrow night. Goodbye.
Oh, Benny, please, Benny.
Oh, dear, you must be Josephine. Honey, please come with me. I need your help. George is holding the first 2 babies, but there is a 3rd one being born right now.
Babies, did you say babies? Oh, that certainly was an introduction to the neighborhood.
Well, I didn't expect my day to go like this either.
I have to thank you both so much for helping out. I had my hands full, literally. Just think of it. 3 baby boys. And all of them looking healthy and pink. Gosh, no wonder Olive was so big.
Well, I wonder what Cam will think when he gets home and finds himself to be the father of 3, all at once.
Oh, well, he will be overwhelmed. I just hope he can appreciate everything that Olive has gone through. Oh, my. I do have to tell you, so holding those babies and cleaning them up, it was so exciting. And I feel more useful now than I have since before my husband died. Oh, I'm sorry. Formal introductions are in order. I'm Josephine Franklin, but you can call me Joe. I think we've cemented our friendship over the past few hours.
Well, you know by now, my name is George, and let me say, you were wonderful with Olive and the babies. I mean, you and Betty did all the work, and, well, all I did was just hold the babies while y'all cleaned them up.
Well, I couldn't have done it without you both. I'm just so glad that Olive is finally resting. Hello? Oh, hello, Dr. Pierce. Yes, she had the babies already. Triplets. All 3 and the mother seem to be doing fine. Yes, we can get her ready. I agree. It would be good for her to spend a few days in the hospital. She has been through a lot. Okay, I'll tell her you'll be waiting at the hospital. All right, goodbye, doctor. Okay, goodbye, Dr. Hawkeye? That was Dr. Pierce, but he said to call him Dr. Hawkeye. I mean, I know that sounds familiar, but I swear my head is just so mashed up right now. Anyway, he's sending an ambulance to come get Olive and the babies, and it'll be here in a little bit.
Oh, that's good. I think those babies are going to need some attention, and their mother, too, and maybe their dad. What's his name again?
Cam.
Cam, yes. I think maybe Cam's going to need to wrap his head around daddyhood. Do you think they have everything that they need?
Oh gosh, for 1 maybe, but definitely not for 3. Oh, and Joe, the poor things, they don't have much money.
I know. We can go to Panama City tomorrow, and we can be their fairy godmothers. We can get them everything they need. We can get them blankets and diapers and bassinets and evaporated milk to make formula. We can call the hospital to get the recipe for formula because I don't think Olive's going to have enough milk for 3 babies.
That is good thinking, Joe. I know. I can use the house money that I've got just pining away in the cookie jar waiting to be spent. Oh, you are so kind.
Oh, well, my husband and I couldn't have children of our own, but I just love babies. His son Bennie was 10 when we got married, and I never got a chance to be a baby mommy. But once again, this is so exciting, and I feel better than I have for a long time.
Oh, well, you were a godsend, my friend. Now let's go get Olive ready for that ambulance trip. I just wish we could reach Fred and Cam.
Wouldn't it be nice if everybody could carry around phones with them all the time wherever they went?
George, you are so silly. You know that is never going to happen.
Yo, George, you been waiting for us?
As a matter of fact, yes. Well, you both better sit down, especially you, Cam. I've got some big news.
All right. Is it all of us? She okay?
Yes, Cam, she's fine, and get this. So are all 3 of your sons.
What? Three sons? Did you just say 3?
Yes, I said 3. Now, the doctor couldn't get here, so Betty and Joe had to deliver the babies, but Olive came through it like a champ.
I need to see her right now.
Hold on, Daddy.
Hang
They
on,
went
whoa,
to the
whoa, whoa,
hospital.
hang on.
The hospital?
That's all right.
Yes.
She's all right. She's all
Dr.
right.
Pierce.
Have a seat.
Did you know his first name's Hawkeye?
I didn't.
Well, anyway, Dr. Pierce said he'd meet them there, and he sent an ambulance for them. Betty and Joe went with Olive.
Joe, who's Joe?
Our new neighbor, Josephine Franklin.
Oh, Joe.
She moved into our old trailer today. A fine-looking woman with a heart of pure gold. But yeah, Cam, they went to the hospital, but everything's okay. The doctor just wanted to check out Mama and the boys and said they might be there a few days.
I need to get over there. Can somebody drive me? I'm in no shape to drive. Besides, my truck's down at the SO.
I'll drive you. Cam. Hey, right now, take a deep breath, babe. Come on. Just calm down. I'll drive you over there. Wow. 3 Bambinos, Cam, huh? Woo, what do you think of that, buddy?
To tell you the truth, I'm in shock. I always wanted a big family, but I never thought I'd get it all at once. It sure is a long way from that orphanage where I grew up.
The orphanage?
I was raised in an orphanage. I was left on the doorsteps when I was a baby. I never had any family of my own until I met my Olive. I always wondered if I'd get married to the right girl, have kids, raise a family. Always wondering about what kind of man I'd turn out to be.
Cam. Now, you turned out to be a fine young man. Hey, I'll tell you what, in a couple of days, you got a whole family coming home. Man, 3 babies. How's that happen, huh? Man.
Oh, there was this one night where Olive and I got all excited about 9 months ago, and I was plumb out of KY jelly. I used 3-in-1 oil. I wonder.
3-in-1 oil. Now, you think that's how you made triplets?
What if I'd used WD-40?
Oh, Cam, hey, I don't think that's how it works, buddy. Hey, when all of this is over, man, hey, we're going to have a nice long chat together, and I'm going to tell you all about the birds and the bees, huh? Hey, right now, let's get our bums over to the hospital. Come on, guys, I'll drive.
to thank you again for that lovely Thanksgiving dinner. Oh, it was so good, and George liked it too. Oh, and George said he loved my sweet potato pie. Oh, I'm so glad that I'm making good memories to go along with some of my sad memories from the past. It's so nice to look at these pictures, though. Here's a picture of Benjamin and me on our wedding day over 20 years ago. Ah, Benjamin was such a good-looking man. His wife had died 3 years earlier, and he didn't think he'd ever fall in love again. But then we met, and it was fireworks and dynamite, and we fell head over heels in love with each other. I had pretty much given up the thoughts of marriage and just thought I'd end up an old maid, but I guess I was just waiting for my Benjamin.
Well, all good things come to those who wait.
Oh, well, except for his son, Bennie. Oh, I tried to be a good mother to the boy, but he just never really took to me. In fact, he was going to put me in a home. But it's okay because now I have good friends like both of y'all and George, and I just know George is a good man.
Oh, too good for his wife, Octavia. Oh, Joe, she was a piece of work. I'm just so glad that she moved on and got out of his life. He deserves so much better than her.
Really? Oh, I mean, really? Well, I do know that her lawyer sent him the papers yesterday. He signed them, and they are officially divorced. Maybe I should invite him over for a home-cooked meal.
Divorce papers? That was fast.
Well, George told her she could have any and everything that they had as long as she acted quickly. I guess she was afraid he was going to get into some of the son's money, and, she certainly didn't want that. Anyway, the papers came in, he signed them, and it's all over now. They are officially divorced. Maybe I better let him make the first move.
Oh, at our age, it's okay to be fast. And Joe, if you want something done, that the woman has to do it.
And I tell you, Joe, I see that look in your eyes. Hey, I think dinner would be a fine idea. And remember, darling, ain't none of us getting any younger.
Oh, Fred, you've got me blushing like a schoolgirl. Maybe we better just let things take its own course.
You know what you got there, Joe?
Oh, these? Oh, these are some stock certificates that Benjamin bought for me back in 1949. It's a little company called Xerox. He said someday they might be worth something, but now they're just pretty pieces of paper.
Oh, hey, these look pretty interesting, Joe. Those are, pretty official. You mind if I hold on to these, Joe?
You can keep them if you want.
Huh. Let me get that, ladies. Yo, Shady Oaks. Yeah, she's right here. Hey, Joe, it's your note. It's Bennie, your stepson. He wants to talk at you.
Bennie? Oh, my. Oh, my. Thank you. Hello, Bennie. Oh, Bennie, you would not believe all the things that have happened to me since I... You want me to what, Bennie? You want me to move back with you and Mildred? Oh, Bennie, I don't know. I really like it here now. I've made friends. Are you sure? And Mildred wants me too? My memory box? Well, yes, of course I have it. We were just going over it the other day, and yes, I guess we can talk it over if you want to come down here, but I don't know, Bennie. Okay, all right. We'll talk on Saturday morning then. Goodbye. Oh, I guess you heard some of that. Bennie wants me to move back and live with him and Mildred, but I just don't know. I mean, I feel this is where I need to be now, and I've made friends with you guys, and I'm so happy here. I don't know what to do now. I really don't know what to do.
Hey, howdy, folks.
Hey, Sam.
I come to this end of Shady Oaks to see if you might know of anybody that's thinking about moving on in the near future.
Oh, why's that, Sam?
Well, I got a call from a young lady who wants to rent a trailer in a week or so for the rest of the summer. Yep, she's a college girl up at FSU, and she's working on a paper for her master's degree. Oh, is that for me? Thank you.
Well, nobody moving that we know of right now, Sam, but Joe just got off the phone with her stepson, Bennie, and I think he wants her to move back home with him. But I'll tell you what, let Betty and I talk to her, and we'll let you know after Saturday. Is that all right?
Yeah, I think Saturday will be okay. Yeah. Oh, did you hear what happened to Bert Simmons?
No, Sam, we haven't heard a thing. Bert Simmons. I know, he's that young man that always wears the cowboy boots and hat.
You got it.
That's him for sure. Seems he got arrested last Saturday night down on Main Street. Yeah. He was stripped stark naked except for his cowboy hat and boots. When the new deputy caught him and hauled him over to the jail, she asked him, what happened? Well, he said that he was having a beer down at the Booby Trap Bar and Grill when a good-looking blonde came in and went up to him and asked him to buy her a drink. Well, he did, and after several more, she took him back to her room. Oh, took off her blouse, took off her jeans, and told him to strip down except for his hat and boots.
Oh, Lord, Sam. Well, what happened then?
Well, she laid back on that bed in her frilly underwear, looked at Bert and said, go to town. And that's exactly what he did.
Well, that must have been pretty embarrassing.
Oh, Bert never was the brightest bulb in the chandelier. Oh, now he's got to pay a fine for being indecent exposing. Yeah, the fine wasn't very big. Kind of like Bert.
Oh, damn. Oh.
Well, I got to get back to the office, but you let me know Saturday about that trailer if you know
Alrighty.
anything. All right.
All right, we'll do, Sam. A nut. Hey, you know what, hon? I think I'm going to go ahead and run over to Panama City and check out these stock certificates of Joe's. I'll tell you what, I probably won't make supper. That okay, sweetie?
Yes.
All righty. Bye, darling.
Hello, Miss Betty. How are you feeling today?
Oh, I am finer than a frog's hair. How are you, Cam? How are the babies?
They're all bathed, fed, and taking naps.
3 boys. You know you and Olive are going to have your hands full for the next 18 years. Have you thought of any names yet?
Well, me and Olive, we've talked about it, and we would like to name them Fred, George, and John, after 3 of the best men that I know.
That is wonderful, Cam. I am sure they will all be so honored that you think that much of them.
Miss Betty, this is the first time that I felt like I had more family than just my Olive. I kind of like for you and Miss Josephine and Mr. George and Mr. Fred to be like, you know, the other boy, the other grandparents for the babies, you know, along with Olive's parents if they ever come around.
Well, I don't know what to say, Cam. I am so overwhelmed. You know, we would love to be part of the boys' lives, especially if we're all still close together.
That's the problem, though. Mr. John, he told me he's selling the SO. He said he put in a good word for me and Mr. George so we can keep our jobs, but we'll just have to wait and see. He said he wants $50,000 for the SO, the apartment upstairs,
and the house next door. Lordy, if I can't keep my job, I don't know what we'll do.
Oh, well, there you are, Mother.
Oh, you've never ever called me Mother before.
Well, I suppose it's time I start, Mother.
I've waited so long to hear those words.
Much, much too long. But I am here to take you down south with us to come live down in Fort Lauderdale. Do you have everything packed? Do you have that memory box of yours?
Oh, the memory box. You mean the one with my pictures and those worthless stock certificates in it?
Yes, that's the one.
Well, I've got the box, but the certificates are gone.
Well, where the hell did they go?
They went to a stockbroker in Panama City. You know, it's funny. He said they weren't worthless after all. In fact, the Xerox company has taken off. It's gone public and had several stock splits over the past few years, and he sold them for me. And now I am $97,000 richer.
$97,000. You need to come down with us, and I will take care of that money for you.
No, son, that money is mine. And now I've got friends that are a better family than you and Mildred could ever have been. And now I've just got one more thing I want to say to you. I want you to get in your fancy car and get your sorry ass out of here. And I've got nothing else to say to you now.
Nothing to say to me. Well, we'll see about that.
Good for you, Joe. Time to shake the ticks off and live for yourself.
Hey, Joe, wasn't that your stepson I saw leaving all in a huff? Boy, did he look ticked off.
Ticked off is right. One more tick off me. Oh, my. I've got to calm down. Oh, George, before Bennie came, Bennie and I were talking about something, and I wonder, would you walk with me down to the SO station? There's something I want to talk over with you and Mr. John.
We'll lead the way.
Cam and I need to talk to you, Miss Betty.
We have some news, and it's not very good. We're going to be moving back to Alabama to live with all of his parents. If Mr. John sells the SO, it's about the only thing we can do.
We don't want to, especially Cam. But my parents can help out with the babies, and Cam can work on Daddy's peanut farm. My brothers Cole, Castor, and Canola live nearby with their wives, and they can help out too.
Wait, Cole, Castor, Canola, and Olive. Honey, was your maiden name Oil?
Why, yes, how'd you guess?
Just a feeling I had. Oh, well, we will be so sorry to see you go. Especially George and Josephine. You know, they've grown so close to you and the boys.
I know, and we really have come to care about them, and you, and Mr. Fred. But we can't think of any other way to handle what's coming. By the way, where is Mr. Fred?
Oh, he's getting ready for another trip to Miami. I've already packed his lunchbox, and he's packing his suitcase. He'll be leaving on the Greyhound at 7:20 p.m. tonight. You know, I saw more of that man when he was working full-time than I do now.
We can say goodbye to him before we leave. Hopefully we can say all our goodbyes to all of you before we leave for Alabama.
I just wish we didn't have to go. I like being a mechanic. Me and Mr. George, we pull pretty well in double harness down at the SO. Me working on cars, and him pumping gas and taking care of the office. I remember this is the best time of my life so far.
him what he was asking, and Mr. John said he could be gone by next weekend. He's leaving all of the furniture, most of the furniture in the apartment and the house, and all of the inventory in the station. And now I am the proud owner of George and Cam's SO station.
Well, I declare, Joe, when you decide to do something, you move faster than a dog with a bone. Tell me what this means for all of you.
Cam and I are gonna live in the house with the boys. There's a big yard with a white picket fence where they can play in when they get older. And Cam and George are gonna build a swing set sometime when it suits.
And Joe and I are gonna move it into the apartment over the SO. It's real nice. It's got 2 bedrooms and a big kitchen.
2 bedrooms. I don't think we'll be using both of the bedrooms, though. I feel 30 years younger now that I feel useful and have a purpose in life and have new friends. And you're a better family to me than I've had since I was a very little girl. And I just feel so good about all of this.
And I think I can add that this is the first and last time that I've been in love. And, well, I'm even going to get a chance to be a grandpa. I never thought that would happen.
You and Miss Josephine, y'all are gonna be the parents that I never had, and the grandparents that I want my babies to have.
Oh, I wish Fred were here to hear all of this. We can be the great aunt and uncle to the boys and watch them grow up. And Olive, you and Joe remember that I want to help out as much as I can. I'll be underfoot so much you'll think I'm a pest.
Oh no, Miss Betty. We're gonna be like family. The best kind of family, where we get to choose each other instead of being stuck with who you're born with.
Oh, are you getting settled in, Barbara?
Yes, ma'am. This is the perfect place to finish my master thesis.
Well, what you studying, Barb?
Well, I have my bachelor's in archaeology, and I'm finishing up my master's in Egyptology. I'm actually doing my thesis on ancient Egyptian mummification practices.
Yeah, how about that? Now, a nice, sweet, young thing like yourself studying ancient peoples and places. Hey, well, I'll tell you what. You got plenty of peace and quiet around here. Number 64 is going to be vacant. And I'm taking little Miss Betty Boop down to Miami Beach. We're going to have a little fun in the sun down there.
Yes, Fred has a job coming up down that way, and he said I could come along to help out. Then we're going to spend a few days soaking up the sun. Oh, honey, did you get the suitcases in the car?
Yeah, sure did, Sweet Pea. But as soon as you get my lunchbox packed up, then we'll be out of here.
Now, you take care of yourself, Barbara. This is a pretty safe and quiet place. But remember, dear, no matter where you are, you always have to be careful.
Don't worry about me. My daddy gave me a .357 Magnum when I went away to college. Heck, I could shoot a squirrel's eye out from 100 yards, judging by the wind speed and the bullet draw, of course.
Of course. Well, you know, Barb, anytime a pretty little thing like yourself's running around, you always got to be on the lookout for a lousy old scoundrel that comes along, you know?
Well, thank you very much for your concern, but I promise I can take care of myself. I just want both of you to have a good time down in Miami. Please drive carefully, and I'll be right here when you get back. Gosh, I've only known you both for less than a week, but you both seem to be really, really good people.
Oh, well, goodbye, dear, and we'll see you in a week or so.
All right, see you, Barb.
Bye. Thank you. Ooh. My thesis is almost complete, and this is the perfect place to relax while I put on the finishing touches.
Well, you got the Esso station down there, and number 64 here is vacant right now. A young couple had it before anything. When they moved in, they had triplets all of a sudden, and soon after that, they moved down the road to the White House with a picket fence next to the Esso station. You said you need this for a couple of weeks?
Yeah, maybe taking a little break from work. Figured I'd come this way and do some fishing and eat some oysters.
You ain't got no fishing equipment.
Yeah, I figure I'd get some when I get here. What's it to you?
It makes no never mind to me. The rents on this is $25 a week with utilities paid. And geez, if you want,
Yeah, I'll tell you what. You know, this sounds perfect. I'd like to pay for a couple weeks in advance since I wouldn't want to cheat nobody out of what I owed them. You know, I might have to leave on short notice.
Oh, okay. Thank
go.
you very much.
Yeah.
Now, the folks in 65, that's Betty and Fred, they're going on vacation right now for the next couple of weeks. And your only other person around here is Miss Betty in 63, and she's a college student working on her master's, so she won't be no bother.
Yeah, good.
Now, if you want me to take you out fishing, I'll show you some good holes, or you can just come by in the evening sometimes and we can drink a cold one. Either way, I'm available.
You know, I think I'll be all right by myself. Why don't you beat it? Yeah, come on. This is just perfect. Nobody ever think of looking for me here. Better than staying in New York or Atlantic City. All I gotta do is lay low for a couple weeks, head north to Atlanta, meet up at Weasel. We could play the same old con in some new towns, far away from the reach of the Corleone family. Yeah, nothing in there.
Sitting in front of my trailer.
I'm sorry. I didn't know anybody was home. Hey, you must be that college student Sam mentioned.
And you're Biff Strong! Cedar Grove High School, class of 1952. Go Trailblazers!
Well, yes, I am, but how do you...
You were captain of the football team, the basketball team, and the baseball team. You were even king of the homecoming court. And you were voted most likely to become a big star. I went to all of your games.
Look, I'm flattered you remembered me, but I can't quite place it. Were you my graduating class?
Yes, but I didn't travel in your circles.
Come on, a pretty girl like you. I remember if you were in my class. What's your name? Ooh, sorry.
Barbara Jones.
Barbara Jones? That don't ring a bell.
Well, maybe you remember Make a Date with Piggy Jones. Then she'll let you jump her bones.
You're Piggy Jones? I mean, Barbara? Wow. You sure have changed. I would definitely walk out with you on my arm. You're a living doll.
As opposed to a dead doll? Oh, that is all water under the bridge now.
It sure is, sweetheart. I'd like to spend some time with you now that you're worth my time.
Really, Biff? I mean, I had a crush on you for the longest time. And now that life has brought us together again, it must be fate.
Yeah, let's call it fate. That sounds good.
Oh, you sit right here and relax, and I'll get you something to eat, okay?
Okay. Hey, you got a beer or something while I'm waiting there?
Oh, sure do, Biff. Anything you want.
Okay. Hey, you know what? I gotta make a long distance call, and my change is in my bag somewhere. I can't find it. So you got any extra change there?
Yeah, sure, Biff. I've got a jar of change I keep inside for calling my parents. I'll go get that for you, and you can use the payphone.
Cool. Hurry up.
Here's your beer, and here's your change. Now go ahead and make your phone call.
Okay.
Biff, I only have a few groceries. Is there anything special that you would like? Oh. Oh, so talented.
Well, anything's as good as long as I get you for dessert there, hot stuff. Yeah. So let me make this call. Hello, operator. Yeah, I need to make a long distance call. Glendale, 7741, New York City. $2.50? I just happen to have that. Putting it in now. Hello, Weasel. Yeah, Weasel, it's me. The whole family's on the lookout for me? Where they looking? Miami? Good. That's where I wanted to think I was. No, I'm not telling you where I really am. Because if I tell you, to get a hold of you, you tell them. After all, you are a weasel. Nah, I'm in a place they could never find me, off the beaten path. I thought it was going to be boring, but I actually met someone that's going to make the whole time laying low here worth my while. Oh, man, I met a dame from a few years back that thinks I walk on water. Oh, I'm gonna play her like a cheap violin, have a good time, and leave her high and dry when I get out of here. Oh, no, nothing that'll turn serious. Just a good time with a sow's ear that turned into a silk purse. Oh, look, back to the family. How was I supposed to know the old bimbo was Michael Corleone's sister? Her name's Connie Rizzi. how was I supposed to know her maiden name's Corleone? So what are they gonna do, kill me? They should pay me more money than I took the old broad for just showing her a good time. Look, you just keep your ears open. I'll call you in a few days. We can meet up in Atlanta, maybe move our operation out west, maybe California. That should be far enough away from the long arm of the Godfather. Oh, there's no way in hell they're gonna find me and take me down. No way. Look, my time's up. I gotta go. All right, later.
Hey, Biff, honey.
What's up?
I'm having a little trouble. I have a jar inside that I can't open. So could I borrow your big, strong muscles to help me, please?
Of course you can. You got any beer or anything in there for me there?
Oh, yeah. There's lots in there for you.
Cool, let's do this.
Right here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Whoa! What did I do to deserve this?
I heard you. I heard every word you said. You damn pig!
Wait! Oh!
Nobody is ever gonna talk about me like that and get away with it! Oh, I have to call my parents.
I'm sorry, honey. Do you think the company will be upset that we couldn't take care of things for them?
Yeah, I don't think so. I'll just tell Tom Hagen he wasn't where they said he'd be. But you know what? It wasn't my fault.
How was your trip?
Oh, Miami was so nice. But we did have a little problem, and Fred couldn't fix things for the company.
Oh, no. I'm so sorry. Anyways, I was wondering if, maybe if Fred, if you could help me out with a little problem.
Yeah, sure, Barb. You just gotta ask anything.
Well, I was finishing up my thesis, and I thought it might be a good idea to mummify someone to see if the process I wrote about actually worked.
With a human?
No! No, not with a human. No, I did it with a pig. That's right, a pig, a real pig. A nasty, dirty, no good pig.
A pig?
Yeah, and it didn't really work out. Probably too much humidity or something. So, when the pig started to get really rotten, I had to cut it up into little bitty pieces. And, Fred?
Yeah.
I had to borrow your hacksaw when some of my knives couldn't get through the bones. I hope you don't mind.
Not really, Barb. Anything to further the goals of education, right, babe? And keep the hacksaw.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, after I cut it up into little pieces, I put it in some heavy-duty trash bags and tied it up nice and tight. And Fred,
Yeah.
I was wondering, could you maybe dispose of them for me?
Yeah, not a problem, Barb. I'll tell you what, I'll load them in the trunk of the car and take them out to the county dump. Is that all right?
Oh, thank you, Fred. Thank you.
Oh, that's okay.
And Fred,
Yeah.
some of the bags have some clothes and rags that I use to clean up the blood that's in there. So whatever you do, don't open any of those bags. Because they really, really do stink.
Yeah, not a problem, Barb. I'll tell you what, let me load them up right now and I'll get them out of your hair, okay?
Thank you.
All righty.
Well, Barbara, you know what, honey? Maybe you should start going by Barbie. You know, like that doll that came out last spring. You even look like her. Barbie Jones. I like it.
No, Miss Betty. I don't think so. Because imagine when I'm 80 years old and people are calling me Barbie. No, that just doesn't sound right. And I don't think that Barbie craze is going to catch on at all because, you know, little girls, they want baby dolls that they can cuddle and play mommy with, not grown-up dolls in fancy dresses and high heels.
I suppose you're right. Little girls want to play with babies that look like he came out from under the leaves of a cabbage patch.
That's my damn pipe. What else we got here? Oh, no. Ooh. Oh. All right, here we go. Hey, honey, you ain't gonna believe what just happened. As I'm loading up all the stinky bags and putting them in the trunk of the car, one of them splits open. You ain't gonna believe what happened.
You found a bunch of rotten pork? Oh, Fred, I'm gonna have such a tough time getting that smell out of your clothes.
No, not a pig, honey. Parts of a body. A human body. A man's human body parts.
A man's body? Oh, poor Barbara. Oh, I wonder what happened. No wonder she was acting so nervous.
I don't know what happened, honey, but the strangest thing is I'm opening the bag that had all the bloody clothes and everything in it. I found my pipe, his clothes, and his wallet in his back pocket.
Do not tell me you took any money, Fred. You know I cannot abide a thief.
No, I didn't take no money, honey. I swear to God, I didn't take no money. But what I did find, when I got in there, I found his wallet in his back pocket and his New York driver's license and his name, Biff Strong.
Not the Biff Strong that we were supposed to take care of in Miami.
One and the same. Man, what a piece of good luck, huh? Ah, hey, I know. I'll go ahead and get rid of the body, call the Corleone family up and say, hey, pay me my fee. Oh, hey, I'll tell you what. I go out tonight. I'll take all the body parts. I'll take them out in the boat, go to Scipio Creek, find some deep water, Chuck them over the side. Let the gators and the bull sharks take care of all the evidence, huh?
Oh, and you'll be doing a good deed for poor Barbara.
Yeah.
You are such a good man, Fred.
I know.
All right, now you go on, dear, and I'll get things cleaned up around here.
Thank you, sweetie.
Didn't even have to use you this time to get the job done. Don't worry. I'll make sure you're ready for the next job. I think I'll walk down to the SO and see if Olive and Cam will let me hold the babies. I can bring the booties and hats that I knitted for the boys for Christmas. I just love holding some sweet-smelling babies at the end of the day.
I told her that I was a flop with chicks and drink it down. I've been that way since 1966. She looked at my palm and she made a magic sign. She said, what you need is love potion number 9. Love potion number 9.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for spending your evening with the Panhandle Players. First-timers, thanks for taking a chance on us. And repeaters, well, we just couldn't do much of it without you. And now, the cast. Playing the recently departed Biff Strong is Josh Hall. And as Barbara Jones, who just finally had enough of it, Megan Schreiber. Well, there's nothing nice to say about Bennie Franklin except that it was nicely played by James Frost. Josephine Franklin, well, she is just all good, played by Heather Mack. Our car mechanic determined to make his family proud, Ham Hendricks, was played by Scott Davis. The new mom who surprised us all, Olive Hendricks, is played by Sophia Fonseca. That aggravating Octavia Trailer was played by Denise Butler. George Taylor, who found himself in the trailer park, played by Rob Pierce. Sam East, well, he's a story always about to happen, played by Doug Rauscher. And Fred Williams, Mr. Fix-It, Sage, caring neighbor, and hitman of the mafia, played by Mike Gear. And the whole thing just worked better with Betty Williams in it. She is played by Ashley Olsen. And of course the Nerd Squad, Steve Bonello on lights. Carol Lavosa made our brand new mics work as well as anyone could. Me, Jim Morris, I was on sound. Ed Aguiar did the set design and construction. Stage technicians, Kathy McKendry, Deborah Elliott. Assistant director is Liz Cistern. And bringing it all together, our leader, Judy Loftus, the director. And just think of all the people you see scurrying around, filling glasses, taking tickets and taking your money and many other things. They're just necessary to help it. Everybody, hello and thanks.